Hey everybody, welcome to our weekend check-in video for Psych 45 Research Methods for Saturday, April 1st. And this is not an April Fool's edition. So first up, just going to go over a few items here as I always do. So first up is I did post the scores for your Unit 3 exam, so do take a look at those. And I'm just going to remind everybody, do be careful when you answer the essay questions not to copy and paste things from your textbook or from some psychology related website that you find online there, because that's cheating and plagiarism and you won't get any points. So please be careful to avoid doing that. Make sure you paraphrase and put things in your own words. Next up here is that Unit 4 opened up on Tuesday of this week. It covers 3 chapters, chapters 11, 12, and 13, and I'm just going to emphasize that you really should watch the lecture videos carefully for chapter 11 on what are called factorial designs. They're the most complex designs we're going to cover, and it can honestly be pretty daunting to try to figure those out on your own. It really does help to have someone like myself walk you through those. I give you a lot of concrete examples and take my time to show you and illustrate and practice and everything. So if you follow along and do all that practice, you'll be real confident that you can understand what factorial designs are all about, particularly these things that we call main effects and interactions. And you'll learn about what those are when you read your book and watch the videos there, so do be careful about that. The discussion for Chapter 11 won't be due this next coming Friday, but the following Friday, because we have spring break next week, as you all know, so it'll be due on the 14th there. Don't forget that time differential. The discussion is due at 9 p.m. The quiz will be due at 11:59 p.m. And you're going to find that chapters 12 and 13 are much, much easier than chapter 11. So it's all kind of like downhill from there. So you'll see. Next up here, just a reminder that your final literature review paper, that's coming up later on in April there, the last week of the month there. So on Wednesday, April 26th, you're going to have your final paper due there. Remember the APA Literature Review module that I dedicated there on our course page. That's going to be found underneath Unit 5 of our course material. So scroll down to the bottom of our course page. You'll see the APA module. You want to open up the instructions for Component 3, which is the final literature review paper. Don't forget to watch that little short how-to video that you'll find at the top there, where I kind of show and tell you in about 10 minutes what you need to do on your paper. So definitely check that out. You'll be glad you did. Right below that video link, you'll see a link to a file. It's basically labeled instructions and checklist. Make sure you read the instructions carefully. You'll also find embedded links there to that online writing lab, which will take you to a sample title page, abstract page, and a completed sample APA style paper. So definitely take a look at all those sample parts that are available to you, and also review that checklist there in that same file. That checklist is basically a list of do's and don'ts, things you do want to have in your paper and things you don't want to have in your paper. So again, it'll really save you some time if you just kind of walk through that little simple checklist there. Next up here, don't forget you have a completed sample literature review paper in your Pocket Guide to APA Style. Remember, you access that on the MindTap platform. If you go down below Chapter 15 on MindTap, you'll see the link there for the Pocket Guide. Just pop it open. You'll see all the chapters open up there. And you want to look at Chapter 9. Chapter 9 has a completed sample paper. There's 2 sample papers in Chapter 9, but it's the first one you want to examine. That's the one that's on birth order. When you want to take a look at it. It's really helpful just to see, again, what a final literature review paper should look like. Don't forget to incorporate the feedback from your outline. And for some of you, the first part of your paper, because you didn't submit an outline, so make sure you use all that and incorporate that feedback so you don't end up having the same problems there, especially regarding the formatting of your citations, how you're quoting things, just anything that might be an issue with APA style that I noted in your feedback. Please do correct those things so you don't end up losing the same points again. And what you're going to see in the instructions there when you read them carefully, that instruction file, is you're going to be turning in 8 full pages of literature review content at a minimum. So it's not 7 1/4 and not 7 1/2, but 8 full pages of content there. And then there's going to be 3 additional pages, a title page, an abstract page, and a page of references. So 11 pages altogether, but 8 pages are kind of the meat and potatoes of the actual literature review itself. This is where you're going to say something about every one of your 10 references there. That's what you need to do. And don't cite sources that you don't have in your references, but do cite all 10 of the references that you that you have there. So be careful about doing that there. And make sure that you actually review the literature. That is what you found in your 10 references. This is not an autobiographical paper. It's not a story of your lived experiences. It's about what the research says on your topic. So make sure that that's what you write on. Please don't turn in something, biographical there, because that's not really what a literature review is all about. What else here? Certainly, be careful that you paraphrase information that you find in your references, your sources when you cite them there. Don't just put things in there and just rearrange a few words. That's plagiarism and that's cheating, and you won't end up getting any points for that. You can lose a lot of points for that. I am using that Turnitin platform, which is a plagiarism analysis tool. So please be careful that you write your own original statements and words there, and you paraphrase things accordingly. And even in the instructions there's a little section there towards the bottom on plagiarism. Make sure you take a look at that. This is in the APA Literature Review module for part 3 towards the bottom there. This is I reproduce actually that table you'll find in chapter 4, our chapter on ethics, because part of chapter 4 addressed plagiarism issues. So please make sure you take a look at those real simple sample of what plagiarism looks like and what plagiarism doesn't look like, so you can easily understand what you need to do when it comes to paraphrasing and putting things in your own words. Also, don't forget, if you need some help writing your paper, there is the Writing and Reading Center over there in the library. There are live people there now to help you, so it's on the ground floor of the library. You can ask at the front desk and they'll tell you where to go. It's not too far off the main entrance to the library there. So do check that out. That's pretty much everything I wanted to say for this time. We're not going to have our usual live session this coming Monday because that's spring break. So we will have that again the following Monday afterwards there, and I'll post this video again, a weekend video again on the following Saturday on the 8th there. That'll be after our break is over. So, all right, well, enjoy your time off. Do something fun. If you need anything in the meantime, reach out via email on Canvas and I'll get back to you. Otherwise, take care and I'll see you next time.